So manifestation starts to work in a very profound way when you awaken and you shift into the reality of oneness. Because if you're trying to manifest from the ego, chances are you're going to be doing it incorrectly, and you're going to be trying to create stuff that isn't in alignment with your true self, which means you're not going to be creating or manifesting from your deepest, truest desires. And really, this is important when you're trying to step into this world of manifestation. That is, understanding what you really want, what you really desire. And the reality of it is you can't really know what you desire if you don't really know who you are. Okay? So these desires, these little surface level desires will be coming from the ego, and like I said, it won't work the way it's supposed to work. Now, this is why, like I said, I teach awakening before manifestation. When you have an awakening, what happens? You realize that everything is one, everything is interconnected, and you start to manifest from that reality, because the thing about manifestation is that you're not actually creating something that doesn't already exist. And when you realize this, then everything changes, because your approach, your mindset is, I'm not going to try to come up with something or create something on my own. I'm going to let go of whatever it is that is preventing me from seeing and experiencing what is already a parallel reality, what is already in existence. Then when you make that shift and you align your energetic, your vibrational frequency with the frequency of that experience or that thing or that relationship or whatever, then that is when the shift happens and you literally step into a new version of yourself, into a new reality, okay? But the whole thing with this, like I said, is you have to make the shift first into unity consciousness, where there is no, like you're moving away from the egoic illusion of separation, and you're starting to walk in oneness. And this is what, quantum physics is telling us today, that everything is interconnected, separation is an illusion. And people will say, well, how do I actually walk in unity consciousness? Like, what does that actually mean to walk in oneness? And my response is, well, it just means to walk in your natural state of being, which is love. And people would say, well, that's hard to do, like to love all the time and to embody that all the time. Like, that's difficult. And it's really not, when you understand that this is who you are. So really a way of saying it is, to live from oneness is to live from love, and to live from love is to live from yourself, who you really are. It's to be yourself. This is a matter of being. It's not a matter of doing, okay? So when you start to shift into the reality of oneness, you start to live from love, because love is the expression of the unity of being, the reality of oneness. And when this happens, then you see that everything is energy, which this is something else quantum physics is telling us. Everything is energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. So anything that you want or that you're dreaming for or desiring is already in existence in a parallel reality. You don't have to create it. You don't have to even necessarily manifest it. You're manifesting it in this particular dimension, in this particular incarnation. However, you're not manifesting it out of nothing. That's the difference, okay? Anyway, when you make this shift and you're starting to live from oneness and wholeness and love, then this is when everything starts to change. However, and this is also what Jesus taught, in the Gospel of Thomas, in saying 22, when he said, when you make the two into one, when you make the inner like the outer, then you will enter the kingdom of heaven. And this is, entering the kingdom of heaven is synonymous with living fully from unity consciousness and living from love and living from the spirit. So when this all starts to happen and you're experiencing the truth of awakening, you're recognizing the truth of your being, you're living from love, then it's like, okay, I know what's actually going on now. And the secret is, when you're here, when you're experiencing this, to start to apply the law of assumption, which is what Neville Goddard talks about, where you assume that whatever it is you're wanting to manifest in your life is already a present reality, which, like I said, this kind of happens simultaneously when you step into the reality of oneness, because the reality of oneness says there is no separation. Everything that you're desiring, everything that you're wanting is already a present reality. It's right here, it's right now. It's not far out there like in the sky or like in another world. No, it's all happening right here in the eternal now. You just have to change the channel. You have to make that shift, and you have to align with the frequency of that version of yourself, and then it will happen. And believe it or not, this is something that Jesus taught as well in the Gospel of Mark, in Mark 11:24, when he says, whenever you're praying for something, whenever you're desiring something, here's the key. Mark 11:24, he says, believe you have received it, and then it will be yours. So this is it. This is literally the law of assumption. Believe that it's already a present reality. Believe that you have it already. And when you do this, when you make this shift within yourself, and you start to feel the gratitude for that thing, for that experience, for that relationship, for that opportunity, for that whatever it is before it happens, then this is when you allow the universe to bring it into your life. And this is stuff that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. And now quantum physics is confirming these truths of existence when we're talking about energy. And, this is something that we find even like in Hermeticism with the law of mentalism. The first law, everything is mind, everything is consciousness. And when you get that and you see that everything that you're experiencing and what you're perceiving to be your external outer world is just a reflection, it's just a projection of your subconscious mind, then you know that you have the power to change anything that you're experiencing in your life through this process of manifestation. But manifestation only works when you make the two into one, when you realize that the outer is a reflection of the inner, and you step into oneness, you step into the reality of unity consciousness, and then from there, you start to feel as if whatever you're experiencing is already done. And this is what Neville talks about. Feeling is the secret. So he wrote a book on this. And it was literally called, I think, Feeling is the Secret. And what the feeling is this is like the key to actually allowing the manifestation process to do its job, to come to pass. When you feel it in the present moment and you allow yourself to fully embody the emotion of joy and love and especially gratitude before the thing appears in your life, before your five senses are telling you that this is a present reality, when you feel the gratitude and you really feel it in your body, before it happens, that is what actually unveils this illusion, this separateness that's going on, that again is simply an illusion. It unveils that to where you're no longer seeing as two, you see as one, and you see that everything is right here, right now, in the eternal now, in the present moment. And it's not a matter of me doing anything outside of myself in order to get it. It's a matter of me shifting my inner state of being, changing the channel, so to speak, so that I can align with that frequency and I can recognize that it's always been right here, right now within me. And the way that the flow, the sequence of manifestation is always from the inside out, because the kingdom of heaven is within you, as Jesus said. And there's also a verse, I think it's Ephesians 3:20, where it says, God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond anything we can think, ask, or imagine, according to what? According to the power that works within you. So the power that works within you is what I've been explaining today. It's this state of consciousness that enables you to see everything as one. You feel as though this is the truth, this is reality, because it is. So you're not even like pretending, you're literally aligning your emotions with what is beyond the illusion of the egoic mind, beyond the illusion of Maya, beyond the illusion of the matrix. And this is when you change yourself, when you change your inner state of being, that is when the outer reflects the inner and you start to experience your wishes fulfilled. So This is what it's all about. This is how it works. And Jesus taught this 2,000 years ago. Although many people don't know this, they haven't really studied the teachings of Jesus from this perspective, although some have, like Neville Goddard certainly has, and many other spiritual teachers. But this is not a mainstream teaching on what Jesus actually taught about and what he was showing us, what he was explaining. We don't hear this from the pulpit on Sunday mornings at church typically. So yeah, just something to think about and something for you to try. And if you found this video helpful, informative, or insightful, please leave a thumbs up at the bottom of the screen, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.